A tax freight train is bearing down on your retirement. To protect yourself, you'll have to harness the power of zero.
Hello and welcome to the Power of Zero show. I am your faithful host, David McKnight, and we are here for another consecutive episode. I am the best-selling author of the Power of Zero, Look Before You LURP, the Volatility Shield, and now in circulation, Tax-Free Income for Life. It launched on November 17th, and we don't know yet the results of whether we made any bestseller lists, but of course we will, as always, keep you posted. Thank you to all of you who bought copies and bulk copies and things like that. We are grateful for your support. Today, oh, by the way, if you want to find someone to help you navigate the pitfalls that stand between you and the 0% tax bracket, you want an advisor who can help mitigate tax rate risk and longevity risk from your retirement picture, head on over to davidmcknight.com. We'll send you one of our advisors or a member of our elite POZ advisor group. They've been trained, vetted, and qualified by me, and they work directly with our office. If you are looking to adopt the Power of Zero approach in your financial practice, if you're a financial advisor, head over to powerofzero.com. We're happy to have a chat with you. All right. And of course, we could always use a subscribe on this podcast. Follow me on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It's David C. McKnight. David C. McKnight. My Twitter handle is @McKnight&Co. @McKnight&Co. All right. Today, I want to chat with you about a retirement bill that is working its way through Congress. I don't always pay attention to all of these bills, but this one is actually a bipartisan one proposed by Congressman Richard Neal, who's a Democrat out of Massachusetts, and he chairs the House Ways and Means Committee, and Rep. Kevin Brady, who's a Republican out of Texas, and he's the ranking member of the Tax Writing Committee. So this is a bipartisan bill that, yes, has implications for everyone within the sound of my voice. What are they calling it? They're calling it the Securing a Strong Retirement Act of 2020. And it has a number of very interesting proposals. We don't know whether this bill is going to go through, and if it does, whether all of these stipulations are going to make it. But I figured that I would put you on notice. We are finally getting some relief potentially from RMDs. I think that with life expectancy growing longer and longer, people retiring later and later and later, it wasn't really enough to postpone RMDs from 7.5 to 72. They're now looking to push RMDs all the way out to 75. Now, this is a big deal, but it's not a huge deal. And here's why. Most Americans that have money in retirement accounts are drawing above and beyond what their required minimum distribution is. By saying you don't have to draw money until age 75, most people, and I would say 80% of people, are already drawing money before 75, and they're doing so in excess of what the required minimum distribution is. So this primarily benefits people of substantial means, but it is noteworthy. That is one of the stipulations. Of course, currently the law is 72. All right, here's another really interesting provision that has bipartisan support. And basically what they've said is that there's a lot of people who are overwhelmed by a student loan debt. In fact, they're using a lot of their excess money that would have otherwise gone to savings accounts and investment accounts and 401ks. Those are being earmarked to pay down student debt. And so realistically, they're not really able to save for retirement because they want to pay down that student debt. Therefore, they are missing out on matching contributions to 401ks. So what this bill stipulates is that people who are paying down student debt would have the ability to receive the matching contribution in their 401k. It's not entirely clear how that would work. I don't know if what you're paying towards student loan is the equivalent of what might be otherwise be 5% of your income, and they match you on 5%. The long and the short of it is this is a way to get free money put into your 401k if you are paying down student debt. So that's an interesting feature of this plan that is working its way through Congress right now. What else? It says that if you have balances in your 401k or IRA, you will be completely, if you have balances in 401ks or IRAs less than $100,000, you would be completely exempted from taking a required minimum distribution. Another stipulation says that it will increase the charitable donation seniors can count towards their annual RMD. How does that work? Under current law, savers can make a qualified charitable distribution of up to $100,000 annually from their IRA, and that can count towards their annual required minimum distribution. This bill would up that amount to $130,000 a year and allow these charitable distributions to be made from plans like 401ks as well. So not just from an IRA, but from 401ks as well. This next one I think is a biggie, and this one affects all of us. For those under current law, those who are over age 50 have a catch-up provision in their IRAs and in their 401ks and their 403bs, so on and so forth. Currently, the catch-up provision on the 403bs and the 401ks is $6,500. So whereas you normally can contribute $19,500, you add the $6,500 to it, that gets you up to $25,000. Now, if you're currently contributing $6,000 to your IRA, if you're over age 50, you can throw in an extra $1,000. Okay, what they are proposing is the following: that if you are over age 60, so the age has changed here, it's no longer age 50, but if you are over age 60, you're going to be able to catch up even more, even as much as $10,000. Now, it's not clear. The way I'm reading this is that means that you could now contribute $6,000 plus $10,000 to your IRA and $19,500 plus $10,000 to your 401k for a total of $16,000 to your IRA and $29,500 into your 401k. Now, if you're like me and the tax rates in the future are likely to be dramatically higher than they are today, then you may say, hey, look, I want to put that money into a Roth IRA instead. So for you, you could put in $16,000 into your Roth IRA. Your spouse could put $16,000 into her Roth IRA. You could put $29,500 into your 401k, and your spouse could put $29,500 into her 401k. That gets us close to $100,000 per year. And of course, we have nearly unlimited amounts we can contribute to our LIRP. So there's massive expansions of the buckets into which we can contribute after-tax dollars and allow them to grow tax-free. There's a wide-ranging measures that affect businesses. For example, it would allow businesses to use financial incentives like gift cards to encourage workers to contribute to 401ks. It would also require newly established 401k plans to automatically enroll workers. We've heard about this for a long time. And it would increase the tax credit available to some 401k savers. And I think this last one is very useful and fair, frankly, given how much we change from job to job. Latest statistic is we change not just jobs, but industries 7 times in our lifetime. What this bill would do is create a sort of lost and found system to help pair workers with 401k accounts that may have accidentally been forgotten or left behind. So my biggest takeaways from this are, number one, we're going to be able to do more contributions to Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs. I think this is especially a win for people that are over age 60 and want to do this, want to really catch up for lost time. A lot of people are raising kids during their 40s and 50s, and they finally free up a lot of income by the time they're 60, and they need to be able to catch up. This is going to allow you to put a lot more money into your Roth 401k and your Roth IRA. Remember, the goal is not to get a deduction at historically low expenses. We want to pay historically low taxes. We want to pay the taxes at the historically low levels so that when taxes are dramatically higher down the road, we take that money out tax-free. So I would, depending on your situation, I'd probably recommend you do the Roth 401k and the Roth IRA. If you don't want to touch your money, your IRAs, or you don't need the money, the moving of the RMD to age 75 is going to be great for you. I don't think it's going to affect most Americans who are taking in excess of RMDs far earlier than 75. And if you're just out of college and you're paying down student loan debt, this is going to allow you to get a jump start on your retirement fund for free. They're going to be putting money into your retirement account to the extent that you are able to pay down your retirement debt. I will, of course, as always, keep you posted on what's happening with this strong retirement act of 2020. I will keep you posted on any additional recommendations that are made, or if anything gets changed in committee, or even if it gets vetoed by President Biden, assuming he's president come January 20th. All right. Thanks for being on the webcast today. Sorry, podcast. I did 20 webcasts this week, so I'm still in a webcast frame of mind. For being on the podcast today, I do not take it for granted. If you would subscribe to my podcast, I would be honored and tickled. And once again, you can follow me on Twitter. If you're looking for a qualified Power of Zero advisor, head over to davidmcknight.com. If you want to adopt these principles in your financial planning practice, head over to powerofzero.com. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. We will look forward to chatting with you same time next week.